apparently now Michael Myers is a sexually transmitted disease. Halloween Ends! Finally released this past weekend on Peacock and in theaters, and this movie is directed by David Gordon Green, who is responsible for this brand new Halloween trilogy, but hopefully after this one it finally comes to an end, as it should, as it's implied in the title. And this film is starring, for the last time, Jamie Lee Curtis, Andy Matichak, James Jude Courtney, Will Patton, Rowan Campbell, and Kyle Richards. It's a very confusing plot with some of the worst editing I have ever seen in a film. I thought the whole point of this new Halloween trilogy was to completely erase all of the other Halloween sequels where I know that they made Michael Myers out to be like some type of supernatural being who, like, if he died, would always come back to life, but they erased all of that. And they were just going off of the original Halloween film from 1978, which made Michael Myers just into a psychopath killer man person, which they kind of stick with in this movie, because at the end of Kills, he was being beaten up and shot and killed and beheaded, but, you know, with Michael Myers, you gotta make sure that the head is all the way off. But in this movie, when we first meet him, which is about like 45 minutes into the frickin' thing, he's weakened. He's been living in the sewers, and it seems like he doesn't have his badass kick-assery monster stuff, even though I know it's not supernatural powers, but it kind of feels like it, especially since this town of Haddonfield basically, one is super horny. All of the characters are just really looking to get laid in this movie. Allison wants to get laid, Corey wants to get laid, Laurie wants to get laid. It just seems like everyone needs a good fucking, and that will get all of the tension and hatred that everyone has with each other just gone. But apparently they're blaming everyone's poor attitudes. That's really what it breaks down to. Everyone's poor attitudes on just the overall dark cloud that is Michael Myers. He's still a presence on this town. Whatever. I read it like they're treating Michael Myers as a sexually transmitted disease. Because once Corey gets touched by Michael Myers, and I almost said touched by an angel, God, wouldn't that be fun? Touched by a Michael Myers. But then he starts being angry and starts, like, killing random homeless people and then asshole kids who were kind of asking for it. I was kind of okay with that one. And then he has sex with Allison, and then Allison is angry. And I'm just like, it's a sexually transmitted disease. Michael Myers has been reduced or escalated to a sexually transmitted disease, I guess, however you want to look at that. And I just don't understand why, if people are so miserable in this town, why they just don't up and leave. That's really the main plot of this movie, is Corey and Allison getting tired of everyone and everything that's ever happened in this town, and they just want to up and leave. So, do that. There is nothing from stopping both of you from doing it, other than Laurie sitting in the kitchen burning her pie saying like, no, you can't go, you can't, no. Why? This is a movie that just makes me shake my head the entire time, and I'm just in shock that we took this route of storytelling and story progression of this town, of Laurie, of this character. It doesn't feel right. This is supposed to be the grand finale, the grand ending of the Halloween franchise, supposedly. I mean, give it 5 years, we'll get another Halloween movie, I guarantee it. But they brought everyone back from the original movie for this new trilogy, and we barely have Michael Myers in this thing. I will say that when we do get Michael Myers doing his Michael Myers stuff, at the very end, very end with Laurie, that was a great little sequence. It was a nice callback to the original, and Laurie was able to stand up to him more, and them going back and forth, how it resolves, I actually really like. But the whole build-up to that is pointless. We're building up this brand new character who supposedly is like the next apprentice of Michael Myers, and then once you get to that ending and you see what happens, you go, wow, this entire movie, in the building up of this character, felt totally pointless. That's not a spoiler. I didn't say anything, but maybe you could put 2 and 2 together. I don't know. Quite frankly, I don't care. I don't think anyone should watch this movie. Does it have a great score? Absolutely. Does it have a great little climax between Michael Myers and Laurie? Yes, I think that is actually very satisfying. But the build-up and building up of this new character, we're focusing on Allison a little bit more. Apparently, teenagers in this town in Illinois have... It sounded like a very cheap Brooklyn accent. Why the director felt it necessary for these characters to have a really shitty accent, I have absolutely no idea. I guess it just added to the dying desire I had to see them be killed, which, you know, they're asshole teenagers in a horror movie, in a horror slasher movie, so... You put 2 and 2 together as to what's gonna happen to them. It's just a poorly made movie all the way around. Choppy editing and stories that just felt rushed. One scene, the guy is getting his hand stitched up, and then in the next scene, Allison is madly in love with him. Because, again, everyone is just super fucking horny. That's my takeaway from this new trilogy. The only way to defeat evil and to defeat Michael Myers is by fucking each other. That's what we need to do as a society. Can we all just fuck each other consensually and move on with our lives? Please. I'm gonna give Halloween Ends 1.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
No, sir, I didn't like it.
Alright, everyone, now comes my favorite part of my videos where I pick which movie I'm going to be watching next. And for those of you that have been keeping track, this next movie review that I am doing is actually movie review number 666. So I gotta do something extra scary and extra devilly, right? Well, I think it's time we bust out The Exorcist. The power of Christ compels you. It's a pretty scary movie, and we'll check it out next time. So guys, if you've seen Halloween Ends, what did you think about it? What do you think of this brand new Halloween trilogy? What is your ranking of the Halloween trilogy? Hell, what's your ranking of all the Halloween movies? I haven't seen all of them. I've only seen the original and this new trilogy, and definitely by far the original is definitely at number 1 for me. But what is your ranking? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you know the next time I'm releasing next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.